Okay, so you've been working at Columall. You officially started the beginning of February, right?
Yes. So I started, like my official date is 27th of January,
Oh,
but then
okay.
we went to Nashville right after. So
Yeah.
you can say that I officially began from Feb. Yeah.
But your internship was you started January of 2019, right?
Yes. I started 2019, January, like 22nd.
Yeah. So it doesn't even feel like you're a new employee. You've been around for a while.
Yeah, I don't feel like a new employee either.
Yeah. So what was the most important thing you learned during your internship?
Oh my God. I learned everything during my internship, honestly. Before this, although that I worked in one company before this, I was like a junior DB developer, but I didn't really learn much because it was a startup and there were only like 10 people there and it was not much work and there was no teamwork going on. But when I came to Column Hall and I started with the internship, I learned so much about teamwork and how to work on cross-functional teams. I think that was the most important thing that I learned is to work on cross-functional teams and to communicate with people well.
Okay.
That's because I used to have a tough time kind of expressing myself, as in or explaining myself. And I think Frank was my mentor, and he did help me a lot to like come up with what I'm working on and to be more clear about it. So I think the internship taught me the most how to communicate with people better and
Okay.
to work as a team. I think that's the most important thing I learned.
Is there any one thing that happened that stands out most to you that you can remember back?
Any incident?
Or anything that, yeah, that was really funny or unusual?
Uh, Regarding my communication problem?
No, no, just in
Oh,
general while
just
you were an
in
intern.
general. Oh, oh, my internship was so much fun, as you know it. It was, so I used to love all the engineering meetings that used to happen on Monday.
Yeah.
And I think one of the funniest things that happened during my internship was Dan's mug went missing. Uh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. So it went missing, and he kind of went. He didn't go crazy about it, right?
No, he just didn't want whoever did that to have the pleasure of, make annoy him or anything. But he was still looking for it, but it was funny.
Yeah.
And I think another funny incident I think it was my initial days, and I was still like trying to, get to know people and trying to talk to people. And that's when Jeanette and everyone was talking about this movie called Star is
Oh,
Born.
yes.
And I was just very new. I was just still trying to make an impression. I was trying to know people and, to people to know me. And I gave a spoiler, and they were like,
Yeah, you pretty much
yeah,
told how the movie ended.
yeah,
And
that was
Jeanette,
how I made my first impression on
yeah,
a lot of
and
people.
Jeanette hadn't seen the movie yet, so
Yeah.
he was very upset. Um, all right, so I know you have an older sister, right?
Yes, I have an older sister.
Is she still in Toronto?
Yeah, she lives in Toronto. She's a project manager there, and she's lived there as long as I have lived here, like two
Yeah.
years. It's been 2 years, yeah.
And she was sick of the cold weather, right? Is she still
Yeah,
sick of
she
that?
still is not a fan, but I think she's used to it now
Okay.
because she used to live in Germany before this, and it was cold out there too. It used to snow, but it wasn't as bad as what it is in Toronto.
Hmm.
So initially, she got like a real shock when she went there in like I think in December. But I think gradually she's getting more used to the cold now.
Yeah. And where did you grow up? You in India?
Yeah, we both grew up in India. We did our undergrad in India too. So our high school, undergrad was all in India.
Whereabouts in India?
My high school was in my own hometown. It's a small city in a state called Assam. It's in the northeast part of India. It's
Okay.
famous for tea, and same as my sister. And my undergrad was from Delhi. It's the capital of India. It's from a university there. I did computer science, was my major.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then you got your degree in computer science there, and then you went to UT Dallas.
Yes, I worked for a year after my bachelor's. I came back to my hometown to be with my family, and then I worked there for a year, and then I came to UTD.
So was there going from there to UTD, is it a big change? I mean, is there culture shock?
Um, yeah, I mean, at first there was culture shock for me for sure, but more than that, because UTD, I didn't really see many like non-Indians there, honestly.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
were lots of Indians there, so there was not a big of a culture shock for me there. But I think the most challenging part for me was my first semester, just to get hold of things that's going on. I never thought like masters would be that difficult. So I had a tough time like gauging what was going on, and because in masters you were expected to just know everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the first semester I took time to transition between, having a very comfortable life out there and just not taking care of anything, to coming over here and doing everything on your own. So
Yeah.
I think that was more challenging than the culture shock, honestly.
Okay. One thing I think almost everyone knows is that you're an amazing singer. So, and then you started singing when you were very young, right?
Yeah, I was actually 7 when I started training in music. Yeah, 7 years old. That's when I started.
And so, what kinds of was it like Indian traditional?
Yeah, so I started training in Indian classical music,
Okay.
and I trained for 7 years, and it was just for vocals. And once I got the degree, I like in the same time I sang like more Western songs though. It's kind of ironic that I learned Indian classical, but I always used to be more inclined towards Western music. Like even my first song was like not an Indian classical song or anything. The first song I sang on stage was Titanic. So
Okay.
the Celine Dion song.
Right.
So
What is Indian classical music like? I have really no idea.
um yeah, it is not an easy form of music for sure. It has a lot of variations and a lot of voice modulations. It has notes just like do re mi.
Hmm.
It has sa re ga ma pa. It's like do re mi fa sol la ti do. It's the same note and the same scale, but we call it sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. And it consists of different ragas. Ragas as in they are songs that are based on these notes, and we have tans after every raga, which is basically um, it's like kind of like rap, but with more with these notes. Yeah, it is. It's a faster way of singing, and it's like it has a lot. It's got a lot. You have to like really shake your voice to like sing that. It's a bit difficult, but you kind of learn it as you grow into it.
Oh, wow. Can you do that now?
Oh God, yeah, I can, but so there was this rag that is based, and each rag is actually based on something. Like it's either a rag of a god, or it's about the season. So there was a rag or a song about the rainy season, and that was used to be my favorite one. And one of the tans goes like, you have to really like shake your voice like ah. It's like you really have like I don't even know what's that called in English. You have to like shake like your voice like, oh, like, it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. You didn't really sing anything.
So yeah, it's like mama re sa ni ni pa pa ma pa re na sa re ni sa na 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 na. Like, it's very the notes are there. So the sa re ga ma, the notes are there.
Yeah.
You just need to speed it up and sing it with the notes. So ma is always so do re mi fa. Ma is basically fa, so it has the same note.
And
So
are those songs meant to be like exercises that you
yeah, so
sing?
the one that I sang was a tan that is sung after every song. The songs are just in either Hindi or like Sanskrit that
Okay.
you uh, sing.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And so I know, okay, besides singing and music, and by the way, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite genre of music? Besides just, you said Western, but do you have a
Yeah.
favorite?
Um, I think I have to say blues rock and like classic rock, maybe.
Do you,
It kind of changes, but blues rock is my all-time favorite.
so what kinds of songs would you, like, are your favorites?
So my absolute favorite artist is Janis Joplin. I absolutely like love her, and her kind of music kind of like inspires me. So her music is more like country blues and like blues rock. So other than that, I like Adele very much. So her version is pop now. So I think my favorite depends on the musician rather than the genre, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know another thing is that you're a connoisseur of alcoholic beverages.
I'm not. I just drink what I get, but never mind.
Okay, so you're not picky, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not very picky. Although so the thing is, I like to drink on occasions, but I
Like
don't
what?
drink
Like every
every
occasion?
day. I don't drink every day, but I like
Okay.
to like socialize.
Okay. And what's your, if you could have a choice of any drink, what would it be?
Um, Rum and Coke
That's
all
your
time.
go-to. All right. Any particular kind of rum?
Uh, Black rum, I guess. Don't have a don't have a preference,
Okay.
honestly. I'm
But
not picky.
you'll drink anything, really.
Yeah, anything
Actually,
that tastes okay.
all
Nothing.
right. Is there anything that you've had that you know you're just like, no, I'm not going to drink that again?
Yeah, whiskey is not my thing.
Really? Straight? Yeah.
Straight or with whatever, like it's too bitter for me. That's why I'm not even a fan of red wine so much because it's kind of bitter. I like sweet wine.
Okay. So uh, we know you enjoy music. We know you enjoy drinking. What else do you enjoy doing?
Um, I enjoy watching movies, and yeah, I enjoy watching a lot of movies, and I enjoy hanging out with my friends and my close ones. And yeah, that's
Okay. What kinds of movies?
um like comedy or mystery. Those are my favorite genres, honestly. I
Okay.
like romantic comedies at times when they're not very cliche, but
Okay.
yeah.
What was the last movie that you saw that you thought was really memorable?
I watched Parasite recently,
Hmm.
and although it was not comic or anything, although some parts were funny, but I think that was one of the movies that I still think about today. Sometimes when I'm just like pondering over, oh my God, like what just happened in that movie. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was the last movie I watched that was actually very memorable for me.
Okay. All right. Let me see. I have a list of questions here. So pick a number between 1 and 8.
5, because it's my birthday.
Okay. What is the best constructive criticism you have ever received?
Constructive criticism. Um, I think I'm a little absent-minded at times. So I
Okay.
think the best criticism that I've ever received was from a lot of people that I need to be present, more present.
Oh, okay. So sometimes your mind wanders.
Yeah,
So I
I
might,
just zone out.
yeah, someone might be talking to you and they'll ask you a question and you'll be like, what?
No, it's mostly on parts where I forget something or I forget my keys or I forget, where I get my stuff or, it's just that I'm not mindful of those things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also, as you said, sometimes, I my mind like tends to wander off at times. So,
Have you ever eaten so many flaming hot Cheetos that it made you sick?
oh yeah, not Cheetos though. It did make me sick. I was actually taken to a hospital. It made me
What?
really sick. Yeah.
For
It was back in India. I used to have something even deadlier than the flaming hot Cheetos that you get only in India.
flaming hot
And
Cheetos are not deadly.
I mean, it is if you have 2 packets in one day.
What
So,
was it that you ate to the point that
it's basically flaming hot, but like a lot more spicier, I feel.
uh-huh.
And that was one of my favorite chips, like back in India. And I had like, I don't know, I don't even remember how many packets I had in a day. So I started throwing up to a point where whatever I would eat, nothing would go into my stomach. I would just throw up. So it was
Oh man.
I think I got food poisoning or something by eating so much of chips. So I was there in the hospital for almost 4 days or something. Yeah. Even not
And
good.
and you never ate those again, right?
Um, well,
I
I
think
didn't
most
eat
people
those
would
for a
stop
year.
for a year. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
But do you ever find yourself just eating them and you're like, oh, I should stop, and then you don't stop, and then you start feeling a little sick?
every day. Not getting sick, but each day that I'm having chips, I immediately feel guilty of having it. So that happened yesterday too. I had Cheetos and then I was like, wow, what am I doing with my life? Why am I having Cheetos? I should work out, I should exercise, but it just keeps happening to me all the
What is your diet like besides Cheetos and rum and Coke?
time. That's pretty much my diet. No, just kidding. My diet is I mostly have Indian food when I'm at home, because I'm used to that. Other than that, I like Italian or I love rice. I'm like a rice person, totally. So I think in a day I would have rice at least once. Um, and usually my lunches are heavier than my dinner. So
Okay. Are you a big breakfast eater?
I love eating breakfast. It's just that don't I never get the time to eat breakfast when I'm all by myself. Because I don't like to prepare breakfast. I like cooking food like for lunch or for dinner more. But
Mhm.
if I would ever have a chance to have brunch or breakfast, I would never miss a chance to do that.
If there was something that you would like everyone at Call 'em All to know about you, and maybe it might be something that Nitin or Nitin or someone who's hangs out with you a lot already knows. But is there something that you would just like everyone at Call 'em All to know about you?
Um, let's see. I guess I'm very I guess I just want to tell everyone that I'm very non-judgmental, and that's something that I know about myself, that I never would like, judge anyone like ever in this word, like ever, whatever it is. And I genuinely like everyone in Colomon and respect everyone. And I guess that's one thing that I usually tell people about myself.
Well, that's
That makes
good.
that that anyone can share like anything with me, and and that I'm a good listener too. Um, so yeah, I guess yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. Um, wow. I can't. That was actually I learned quite a bit about you. I think that I didn't know before. Would you like to sing Titanic?
Oh shit! Yeah,
Come on,
that's a
I have
funny
to have you
story
sing.
actually. I was like in the second grade or something, and I used to get bullied a lot when I was really young. And
Mhm.
I was just singing at the back, and this girl who was sitting next to me tried to complain against me because she's singing in the class. Teacher, you should hit her or you should like punish her.
Wow.
So the teacher was like, hey, why don't you sing in front of everyone? So then I did, and that's how people got to know that I actually sing. So it was kind of a funny story how it turned out. The punishment turned out to be like
Actually,
my
good.
my discovery, my own
Yeah.
discovery,
Yeah.
sort of. Okay, I'll sing it for everyone. Mm. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. Far across a distance and spaces between us, you have come to show you we're gone. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on.
Woo! All right, awesome. Now I got something to tell everyone. They got to watch this video.
Yeah, just skip to the
I won't tell them where it is, so they'll have to watch the whole thing. All right, well, thanks, Shweta.
Thanks, Jeff, for
Yeah, I'll
taking out
talk to you
time.
again and see how things are
Yes,
going.
yes, totally. Thank you for taking out the time for me.
Oh, thank you. All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Talk- Bye.